So we are a direct mortgage lender. We work with residential and commercial clients. We're currently, when we started, we were in one state. We're now in 13 states. We're in the process of adding 2 additional states right now, New Jersey and Colorado. Our focus as a business is basically building an environment and basically an experience for a borrower and for the client, who could be the referral partner, the realtor, the banker, the builder. Because if you think about this, I'm from Baltimore. I moved here 2 years ago. Used to fly in and out of BWI all the time. If you go to the airport, there's a couple different ways you can get to an airport. You can drive yourself. You can take a cab. You can have a limo pick you up. They all are taking you to the same place, but there's a different experience getting to the airport. And so we want to build an experience that is a great experience. Most of our business comes from referral partners, from realtors, from other banks that can't do loans that we can. And so we want to leave those people looking like superstars. So, we want a realtor, when they refer someone to us, that the experience to their borrower was so great that they look like a great realtor. If you go to our Facebook page, just last week, a borrower had wrote this big, long paragraph on our Facebook page, and she said that her realtor was the greatest realtor in the world, and the number one reason he was the greatest realtor in the entire world was because he referred her to us as a lender. And so that's one of the things. Also, with our sales staff and with our business development people, we want to build an environment where they're not afraid to ask for business. I'm not sure if you ever read this book. It's called The Power of No, and it's all about this little tiny story about this guy who worked at a clothing store. And in this clothing store, his district manager came in one day, and he was doing store evaluations. And then, so as his district manager's there, this guy walks in. He says, "I just lost a bunch of weight." We all like to do that, right? Just lost a bunch of weight and have to get a whole new wardrobe. And so this guy buys 7 suits, 7 shoes, top coat, a hat, all this stuff, and the biggest sale the store's ever had. This guy has on the day his district manager is in the store. He's excited. So they go and they have lunch. He's in the break room. His district manager comes in and says, "How's your day going?" And he said, "My day's going great. I've had the biggest sale the store's ever had, and it happens the day that you're here." And he said, this is a true story, the guy who tells the story, he says that my district manager said something to me that moment that literally changed my life. And this is what he said. He said, "What did the client say no to?" And the guy said, the guy didn't say no to anything. He bought everything. He said, "Then how do you know the sale was over?" And so what we tell our business development people and our loan officers is that you keep going out there until people tell you no. And so what we do, a lot of industries, you will build how much your income is, how much you want to go in your goals based upon how many yeses you get. We kind of go the reverse way. We build our business model on how many no's we get. And so it almost makes it fun because you can ask for big things if you're not afraid for someone to say no. And so, we have big vision. Our goal here in Sussex County, I moved here, my whole family moved here 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago from Baltimore, is for us to become number one in the marketplace. So we do that. It's going to be hard to do that. Recruiting top-level talent. We just had top loan officer from Wells Fargo come over to us this past week. Top loan officer from Tidewater just came over to us this past week. And so, that's our model. Our marketing model is, of course, word of mouth, preferred relationships with realtors. We also are big on radio. I host a radio show on Saturdays on Delaware 105.9. Big Facebook presence. In 3 weeks, we have almost 2,000 likes on our Facebook page. And so, that's our model. So one of the other things that we do is that we offer products that a lot of other lenders don't offer. So manufactured homes, mobile homes, condos, non-warrantable condos. And so, when we talk to a realtor, we actually have every product that could be available to get a loan done if they need to get it done. That's it.
Are there any questions for Matt? Don't be shy.
This really isn't a question, but I want to compliment you on using that go for no philosophy.
Thank you.
Because most of my life I was striving for all those yeses, and when I got brave enough to actually take the whiteboard to see how many no's I could get in a day, I got twice as many yeses. So I'm very, very impressed with the whole philosophy behind your business.
Thank you.
So kudos.
And you make a good point, like for one of the things that I noticed, I was a loan officer when I first started. I started in business as a loan officer. I had no experience. Tell you real quick, my story was, when I got out of high school, I didn't want to go to college. I didn't like school, so I had a little bit of money, and I took the money that would have been for my college fund, and I bought the pizza shop I worked in. And so I took that, and then we eventually bought another pizza shop, and then decided I didn't like smell like onions all day, and so decided go with something where you could actually dress a little nicer. Got in the mortgage business, but got in the business with no experience. Became a loan officer. I worked with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. Was a top rookie producer there. Grew into a sales manager, a regional manager, and then moved on up. But I read that book, and it was a life-changing thing because a lot of times it was I only need 6 yeses a month to make my quota. And well, how many no's does it take? Well, it might take me 10 no's to get to those 6 yeses. Then the no's became fun. And so you end up never getting 6, you would always get a lot more. So it's not bad when somebody says no. It meant you actually asked for something.
And how did you happen to settle on Sussex County? And did you do a feasibility study before you came here on the mortgage service?
What we did, I have an office in Columbia, so offices right now, I have an office in Columbia, Maryland, an office in Delaware, Maryland, an office in Houston, Texas, an office in Rehoboth and in Lewis. And so I was in Columbia, Maryland, and we were getting a lot of mortgages here. We were getting, just by nature, we were getting a lot of Delaware mortgages. And so my wife and I, we were sitting on the beach one day and said, wouldn't it be nice to live at the beach? And just over like the next few months, it's just all these loans just kept on coming in. And so we decided, we looked at, the marketplace here, what the lenders were here. And here's the thing, all the lenders, there's great lenders out there. You can name all the banks and name all the lenders. If you were in business today as a lender, they're good because they made it through the bad times. So, our business is not to say that other people aren't good. Our business is to build us and why we're better and what separates us from others. So we don't ever talk about, well, this person's not good, because if they're in business right now, they're very successful. They made it through the bad times. They're one of the good ones. And so for us, we knew that we had products that weren't being offered here in this market. And so manufactured homes, mobile homes, and right now, like for instance, on our radio show, I do a show on Mondays, on Thursdays, and on Saturdays. On Monday, 3 weeks ago, we just put out there, we do mobile homes. That was the only sentence I said. We do mobile homes, and here's our 800 number. We had 29 calls within 5 days for that product.
So you've seen that to be your competitive advantage?
Our competitive advantage, we see a couple things. One, we see our speed. Our underwriting times are 24 hours all the time. So we guarantee on purchase loans our underwriting times to be 24 hours. So that is something that separates us from other people. Manufacturing mobile homes. And also the credit score requirements we can go to. We can go down to a 530 credit score on FHA and VA financing. So it opens up the door for, a lot more buyers to come into the market. Thanks.
What are your fee structures, and how does your business model differ from going directly to a bank for a mortgage?
So we're a lender, so fees are competitive. Our goal is not to be the cheapest. I know some places out there, they sell on that they have the cheapest fees or the lowest rates. If you buy the cheapest car, it's not the best car. If you buy the cheapest pizza, it's not the best pizza. So our rates are competitive. Every morning when we put our rates out, we're comparing that with, what's going on in the marketplace to make sure that our rates are competitive. Fee-wise, we're probably going to be, in the middle. We're not going to be the lowest on fee end. We're not going to be the highest on the fee end. We're a lender, so we're not a broker. Broker fees are usually, a little bit higher. Bank fees, like if you went to like a Wells Fargo, their fees are like $600, $645, I think. Ours are a little bit higher than that. You're welcome.
Are there any other questions for Matt?
You mentioned mostly residential. Do you do commercial lending too, or for small business lending?
We do commercial real estate.
Right.
So we do commercial and residential real estate.
Thank you.
How many employees do you have now, and what's your anticipated growth over the next couple of years?
So we have this past year, I think total between all the offices and from our division, we have about 34 employees, and we, year over year, so this year compared to this time last year, we're about 342% increase in sales. Now, part of that is that, that's a big number, and we say that number to people, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's a huge number. 342% increase, that is great. A lot of that has come from the increase of staff, bringing additional loan officers on from other companies that have come on that have increased our business. Of course, rates have gone up, so refinance business is down, but our business model is, we're about 90% purchase business, and so purchase business really isn't dictated by mortgage rates as much as refinance businesses. People are always going to buy a house. 94% of Americans want to be a homeowner. So it's, whether rates are 20% or 4%, people are still going to be buying a house.
Are there any other questions? So Matt, what can we do as a community to support you?
The thing for us is just get the word out about us. As you guys know, if you've been in Sussex County forever, this is a different area than most places are. So I'm not from here. When I first moved here, I had the 410 area code, and I remember it was on my business card. I was meeting with people, and they're like, "You're not." I'm like, "My son goes to Rehoboth Elementary, and I live in Lewis." They're like, "But 410," and I'm like, "Okay." So after I got the 302 area code now. I know the 302 is important. I met the chicken. I learned about the chicken trucks. Things I never saw before. But the real big thing is, getting the word out about us. Listening to the radio show. The funny thing is, we started the radio show a year ago, and it actually has become, according to Arbitron, the highest rated show on the weekends on any station in this market. And so we know that mortgages are something that people care about. It's something that affects everybody. But if you could just get the word out, let people know about us, visit our website, check us out online, that'd be awesome.